Morning everyone. May the 4th be with you. So today's Star Wars Day, as I'm sure you all know. So I'm going to do a couple of Star Wars themed drawings. Probably gonna go for a Stormtrooper to start with, just because they're sort of cool and iconic. So get your pencils ready and let's get going. Now they seem quite complicated at first, especially the shape of the helmets, but I think if you break it down it's quite easy really. So, and we're going to do like a slightly cartoony version like we have been doing. So we'll start with a nice sort of oval, not oval, half oval, like that, look. Oh, morning to Donna, Chris, Kai and Caden. Saw them on their bikes yesterday. And morning to George, Harry, Fred, Bertie in London. Morning to Tara, who's off helping her cousins out. So you started with that shape, but I want to actually make a change to that, because don't worry if you don't want to do this, but I think it looked better if it was slightly flattened for the Stormtroopers. We're going sort of more like that, look. Now obviously this is Star Wars, so you get super geeky about it, me being one of those super geeky people. So, and then we'll bring a curve along like that, look. So that's like the top of that black line they have on their eyebrows almost. And another line underneath. And we'll colour that in black. And just leave a little bit like that, look, lighter there, because that sort of makes it look 3D. Now, bearing in mind where your middle of the helmet is, so I've put a little mark for myself there, and we want to start one eye there and one eye there, and try and make them evenly spaced shapes. And I think that it's best if you leave a tiny white gap underneath the black line that you've done. So along like that, and then sort of curve the line down a bit, and then try and get this one on the other side about the same length, like that. And then you bring it down, sort of like a triangle with rounded ends. So bring that one down, bring that one down, and then we're going to bring it back up in a bit of a curve to join there. So back up and back up. You can make a few adjustments to get them about the right width. And then put a couple of lines there for the edge of his helmet. Now remember, these are like the eyes, so colour them in but leave a little white bit in there, reflection in there. Then here I want you to do a little line that sort of just curves a bit like that. And we bring this down to about there, just slightly curvy line coming out slightly, and then another one following it down, stopping at that black line, look, just there, and then a little black dot on those like that. And then here we've got a little sort of black detail bit up there. Now the mouth's quite difficult, I think, to get just right, because if you don't do it just right, they look a bit happy or they can look a bit too sad. So bearing in mind the middle there, let's make a little curve like that. So that's the start of it. And then it's got to come down like that to quite a sharp point. And then we're going to do the same on the other side, but you've got to make this gap get bigger towards the middle. So bring that down to the other side and try and keep them level as well, look. So the bottom of that point is level with that one. Something like that, look. And then in there is these funny sort of teeth marks almost. Like that. And we can do a little bit of shadow lines there if you want as well. Now under here is another, it's like a squashed rectangle, both on the same sides there, and you can do little lines in that. Now I want a nice light line here, so don't press too hard there. And then this one here coming down, and then under here this is a harder line, so we're going to go like that, then curve it out again like that and down. And then we do a curve coming out like that and sort of down to about there. Oh, hi Billy in Wales, and Jasmine's having a go. Good luck, Jasmine. Don't get frustrated if it doesn't go well first time. You've got to go back and watch the video again, and you can pause it, can't you, if it's going a bit too fast, until you get things just right. And remember, it's not about doing it exactly like I'm doing it. It's about doing your version of what I'm doing. And you know, your mum's a really good artist as well, so she can help you when you get frustrated, I'm sure. And your dad's an artist, isn't he? So nothing to stress about. We all have our little artistic tantrums as well. I'm always throwing pencils around my studio and screwing up pieces of paper. So here, this is quite an important shape here. So this is going to sort of make us understand that the helmet goes round his neck a bit. So we're going to do like a flattened S shape really. So it goes down like that, and then it curves back up to about there. Look at that. Then straight across there. Then this shape in opposite. So it's going to go down like that. And then we've got a sort of round circle here on either side of that, with like another one inside, let's say. And then in here we have like a shape following this curve here, but made up of straight lines, if you know what I mean. So it goes 1, 2, 3, then this one's a bit lower, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that, something like that. And then we have to follow this round and curve that down, I think, like that. And then here, some little curvy lines. Not too curved, but just enough to show that they're on the curved surface of his helmet. So there's your Stormtrooper head, really. You can maybe need to do that a little bit longer. Now we're going to move on to the body. So he's going to have a little curve there. Colour that bit in black. And then they got a sort of straight line there. And I think, if I'm right, they have sort of strap that joins the armour up. So let's do like a rectangle, maybe a couple of lines in it. Then here, little gap, then the shoulder pads. So this is like a straight line down and then a curve like that, look. And then do a little gentle curve there. Curve down, straight, and then a gentle curve there. And then we'll do the black that's underneath the armour. Do it like that, maybe. Looks a bit better. And then here, we'll bring this armour down and under his armpit a bit. So under, like that. And you can colour this bit in black. Then yeah, they have a second piece of armour just here. Which again, let's put a little gentle curve there like that. And I think a second bit just there with another gentle curve. Then we have, let's try to press on a bit lighter here, look, to put some of the sort of shapes that are in his armour there. So maybe like that, look. And then I'm going to do him holding his gun here. I probably won't get this exactly right, but we'll try something similar. So I'm going to go along like that, and then down, and then along, and then a little bobble at the end. Down, and then another line underneath, and another square underneath that. Then I think 2 lines like this, look, and another sort of eye scope or something there. I don't know what you'd call it. And let's bring that along a bit further and down. And then I'm going to do another of these shapes, like a long rectangle here and another one here. And then a sort of bit sticking out the end there. And this is his hand joint. Oh, I'm going to do his hand and his forearm there. So we'll do the elbow like this, and it's going to go that sort of shape. And then colour that bit in black. And then bring this down here like that. And a little curve at the end. And a lighter line like that. And then here, this shape straight. And then slightly diagonal. Then straight again, and across. Like that. That's his sort of armour for his hand. One more straight line for his gun there, and then we'll do one finger sticking out like that, and then 2 underneath. Look, 1, 2, and you can colour those in black as well. And I think maybe do another bobble on the end like that. I think these have like that sort of shape on them. And we come down here. This is the rest of his armour now, and it's going to go across and up slightly. So across, up slightly. Then we can carry this line on behind the gun like that. And this next bit where his waist is, make sure it's in from this line so that it looks like that armour's overlapping a bit. And then we'll do under here, just indicating the curve of his belt there. And I think we have some details like that with dots or something. I can't, yeah, something like that. Then we'll put the other arm in. And this one we'll do straight down, so we'll do like that sort of shape. And let's make sure we get that in. So it's like we can't see it straight on like that, so it's going to go down. No, actually it's going to go like that and down, and then that bit's black. Thumb and fingers. Don't forget to overlap them if you want, like that, look. And maybe another one of these sort of lighter lines on the armour. And if you want, you can do sort of some of the Stormtroopers, especially in The Mandalorian, if anyone's watched that, they're all battered and scratched and like they're really old armour, so you can do little scratches or blast marks on them, look, if you go like that. Give it a bit of a smudge look, and then a little jaggedy. Looks like a laser blast hit him or something. And the belt's got sort of rectangles all the way around it, so make sure there's a nice gap between them, and where I draw the belt I want it slightly above the bottom of this rectangle, so then it looks a bit 3D, so like that, and then round, and because you're seeing the edge of the next one goes like that, look, and you can, so it starts to look like the rectangles are curving round with this body a bit. So this one, looking at it from the front, curve round a bit, so we can see the edge of the box, of the rectangle, sorry. Then this one, I want to see more of this edge because it's curving round his tummy, look, like that. And that makes things look more 3D. Then he's sort of got metal or armoured pants, which I think I needed on Sunday after I'd had a curry. That looks like a metal Y front, I don't know. And then I think they have these little sort of protective bits that maybe stick out a bit from there. And then a bit like that shape here. So how we did that, sort of squashed S. So down, following this line a bit, down, and then go straight up from there. And colour it in black. And same again, down and up and round, and colour it in black. And we're going to do the top of his legs there, and just make sure this line's slightly out from the black there, so it just looks like the armour's bit bigger than what's underneath. And then here is a curve, just a gentle one, a lighter line down there, and then I think there's more rectangles on here, so one, then this leg down, try and match it to the width of that one, and they have a slightly different knee pad on this one, so it goes like up, across, down. Then another of those lines going like that, sort of more lighter lines, and then almost like a half a diamond, a bit like this shape here actually on the knee. Slightly curved there. Colour that bit in black. Then when you do those lower legs, just try and get just a gentle narrowing as it comes to the bottom of the foot, then curve up like that for his feet. This one, just curve up gently like that, and then narrowing towards the bottom and curve, and 2 more lines like that, look. And we've just got to do the feet, so down with a slight straighter line there, 1, down, slightly straighter. Then we put the heel in, so down there, just behind the line of that armour, down there. Then we come across with a gentle curve, then down like that, down like that, and straight across, and then curve the end around. And we put a sole underneath it. So follow your lines, put a little heel. You can put a couple of creases there like that, colour the sole in black. I've just realised, thank you Donny, you can't see the bottom of the page. That's better, isn't it? So I'll just go back over that, how I did that foot. So I got to just here, we do the lower leg narrowing. So this is this bit, curve it up like that. And we do this line of the foot, so out and then just slightly straighter like that. Then the heel just inside the line of that armour there. So got that slightly kink in the line there. Then bring the heel round, so slightly curvy, and down. You can put a little overlap there, that helps, and then round. And then we'll curve that round like that. You can put a couple of lines and then follow it with the heel and sole. Just when you get to there, if you just do a little curve and then a straight line. So on the toe there, just go like that. There's the toe bit I've drawn. Get a curve at the bottom, and then when you do the sole, curve it round. Make sure you can see this like that, and go straight up like that. And then it makes the foot look like it's going round, you know, like it's 3D. So I'll do it one more time on this side, because I know we missed the bottom of the page off. So for this foot, we're going to go that's the bottom of his leg. There's that curve, and we go curve that round, look. And bring it up. That's like the arch of the foot just there. And you can overlap that line a little and bring that round. That's a slight curve to it. And then the edge of the soles are straight lines like that. And the rest just follows the curve there up, and then I want a straight line down for the heel like that. So you can get the idea from that. Try and get this camera sorted. There we are. That's better. So there you go. A Stormtrooper for Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And then we'll do a more advanced one here. Make sure I get this, as much of this on screen as I can. Okay, so let's just see. I reckon about there and there. I'm just marking so that I don't go off the camera. Okay, so for the next one, this is at the request of basically my whole family, is a baby Yoda portrait. And it's quite complicated, this one, so we're going to go slowly and try and break it down into quite simple lines, really. So we're going to start with, bearing in mind that's the edge of my page just there, and let me see, about there. Okay, so we're going to start with quite a gentle curve coming over like that. And here, this is quite important, I think, is going to be, I might have to move the camera a bit as I go along, but what we were talking about in the more advanced stuff, which is like a contour lines, so just little overlaps that help to show the shape of what you're drawing. So overlap there, then bring it down, then like that. Now here I want a slight, sort of a gentle, I want this line to go like that, and then I want a slight bulging out there a little bit, so I want it to just come out like that and then down and round. there. And then here we can do a few more of these contour lines, but they're going sort of to be maybe slightly lighter, because I think he has lots of sort of wrinkles and bumps on his forehead. So let's go 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe 1, 2, like that. And then here we'll do another sort of curve, half curve, another one, and another one. And then I want you to make that have another curve, and then sort of like how we were talking before, let the pressure come off your pencil as you get to the end of it, so that it fades off a bit like that. And here I know I'm gonna run out of space when I get to the ear, so I'm gonna move the camera when I do this ear. So we'll do there like to about there. And I want another of those little contour lines just overlapping a bit. And then here, starting about here, is this other ear, which probably will move the camera a bit like that, look. And then we'll go really try and concentrate on nice gentle lines, so that your curves are not too extreme. And like this, back and wider here. And then this part of his ear coming down, joining his cheek. Now we're going to do one of his eyes. So that's basically the center of the head is sort of about here. So you can use some little guidelines if you want, like that, just to give yourself an idea. And then we're going to do like this sort of a line. It's got to go, and you pay attention to this line, it's got to go like that. And then, so don't do it too smooth and even. It's got to be slightly longer there and slightly shorter there to get the right shape for the angle of the face. So starting about maybe just down in line with that bump you've done there, starting about there where that dot is, want a nice, you can even do a little curve at the end of it like that, look, little curve up and then a shorter curve there, and then curve that down. You can even leave a little contour line there again, and then we go a curve following it above there. Maybe make that line a little lighter than this one. And then here underneath is going to be curve like that, and then up slightly and just a little dink at the end. So curve like that, up slightly and a little dink at the end. And that's one of his eyes. And then he has a sort of a little bit in the middle there. Then here we can go colour this in. Now leave a line like that, look there, because they're really big eyes, and then another dot, and that makes them look even more sort of shiny. And then we'll do a very light line just underneath there, like that. Then here, just sort of level with that corner of his eye there, we're going to go, really it's just two little lines, two little nostrils down like that. You don't really need to do too much more than that for it, I don't think. You can do some light, very gentle lines underneath like that. But I think really it looks pretty good like that. Now here we're going to do the other eye. So come across, bearing in mind that his head's at a bit of an angle. So come across like that. And then starting, what about there from his nose, we're going to do another curve. This one's a bit more, doesn't dink down as much as that one, because this one you can see a bit straighter. So we're going to go up and try and bear in mind the size of his eye you've already drawn, so that it's, you know, he's sort of similar size, and over like that. Then little bit of a dink like that, look, and then down. Make this just slightly like a lemon shape almost, like that, and then draw a couple of lines like that there. And then again we can leave a line of light reflecting in that corner, and another maybe one or two there. Then lighter line for his eyelid. And I think here there's some sort of wrinkles curving up a bit, quite light, don't press on too hard. And then again another light line underneath following that. So we've got his eyelids in there, you see. Now the mouth is funny really, because it's again about how it's the weight that you put on the line. So you can do a line like this, but if you do a line like that and then make it slightly thicker in the corners, then it helps to give a bit of shape to the lip, if you understand what I mean. So that's what we're going to do there. We're going to do like a, not too sad, because we don't want him to look really sad. I think he looks mainly a bit confused. So bring a line about, if you think sort of here, and then I want it to end about there, and it's going to go very gently up across like that with a little curve, then straightening out a bit. And these lines are really important. If you do tiny little changes in direction, can just help. So down like that, make that a bit thicker there, and then bring this down and maybe a tiny bit thicker there, and then underneath a lighter line like that, that sort of goes down like that. And we can do some lighter lines coming down like that if you like. Now we've got the cheek curving up here. And this is quite complicated here, the neck bit, but just take your time, curve it up, then underneath just like that. Again, always thinking those light, because that cheek's further in front of the neck, so by doing the slight overlap like that, it just helps to give you that sort of depth. And they're called, I think they're called like contour lines, as I keep saying. Then I'm going to do a very gentle curve here, just light, and then his chin again is quite light. Draw these lines quite lightly, but I want it to curve from here very gently down to about there, and then we can carry this neck on there. Then here a couple of dash lines like that, and here a couple of dash lines like that. And we're going to start to do the other side of the face now. So, and I've got an ear here, so what I'm doing is again a lighter line with a little curve. They're like wrinkles almost. And then here, lining up sort of about there, I think. And we're going to bring it down and round and join there, and then a little contour line. And if you want, you can do some shading here. A bit of shading there. Now I'm just going to move the camera to, oh, there's Bryn in Australia. I hope you're well, Bryn. And Mark. Hiya, Mark. How you doing? So I'm going to just angle this camera so we can get the other ear in. So we're going to bring, this is longer because obviously that one's sort of angling away and is behind his cheek a bit. So here we're going to do one more wrinkle, maybe like that, and then his ear, it's got a little bump at the bottom, and then it's going to come long to about there, then curve down, and then tail that line off a bit, then here, and join it like that, look. And then just start the underneath of the ear in a bit from that end, and curve and join it there. And you can do some little dashes like that for his ear. And we'll go back to the main. And then really, and we're not going to do too much more than the clothes that he sort of has wrapped around him. So here, do a little curve, and then again overlapping, look, because this is a fold in some cloth. So by doing that, we're hinting that the cloth's folded. Then I want you to do a bit of shading and then go, just bring a line across like that. And then here, bring a line and across like that. And that looks already a bit like cloth. And then he has a second layer of cloth. So starting about here, we'll go make a line like that. And then we're going to just curve it round. Sorry about the shaky camera. And then down, little overlap there. Then would have an overlap like that. Bring it up, overlap. Then again, we're trying to make these look like folds. Really, it's not cheating. You just don't need to do much more than that to make it look like cloth. And then curve it round here. Nice gentle curve. Then curve this round and tuck it just under there, I think, like that. And you can do a bit more shading there if you want, or we could do some shading in here. Or some little sort of contour lines. And then I think really the last thing he needs is a little bit of that funny wispy hair he's got. The little random curvy light lines, and like I say, use some pencil control, so like get the weight of the pencil to come off as you do it. And there you go. There's a baby Yoda portrait. So hope you all enjoyed that and enjoyed the Star Wars theme. Actually just going to make that curve a bit stronger there and maybe shade that in a bit more. Please send all your drawings in. Love to see them again as always, and yeah, have fun. Maybe get some colour on the baby Yoda. I always like on the Mandalorian, he's sort of this pale green and pink here. It looks good, and they do this thing where the light sort of shines through his ears, so here it glows. So there's some quite interesting colours on there that I like looking at. So have a go. I'll upload this to YouTube as well later, so if there's anyone who's not watching now or didn't get it done, they can watch it back on Facebook page or on YouTube. And if you see it on YouTube, make sure you click a like on there, because that all helps. And yeah, have a great week. I'll be back hopefully Friday with another session, and in between, yeah, make sure you're sending them all in and really go crazy. Don't have to keep your Stormtroopers white. Remember, they can be multicoloured. Do a red Stormtroopers, any colour you like, you know, and you can do a bit of background if you wanted into yours, but just have fun with it and enjoy drawing. Okay, thanks again. As I've said a couple of times, may the 4th be with you, and I will see you on Friday. Bye.